Holy moly, hot news in the tech world. Apple officially cancels the AirPower product, citing inability to meet its high standards for hardware. Nobody saw this coming. The AirPower mat has become like a meme in the tech community. If you follow any tech enthusiast on Twitter, Apple enthusiast and so on, people have been talking about this AirPower mat and how it was announced like 2 years ago, never got released. Then the wireless AirPods come out and everyone's saying that AirPower mat's gotta be close. Then I'm doing an AirPod video and on the back side of the wireless charge case, it shows the AirPower mat, references the AirPower mat, and now this, officially canceled. They'll sell you the wireless AirPods, wireless charging AirPods, but they won't sell you the mat to charge it after all. Apparently, this product is just too difficult to engineer, to manufacture, to release, and now Apple has officially canceled it. As far as I know, I can't recall a moment where Apple has canceled a product they've announced before it was released. Now, obviously, this is not an iPhone. It's not a high-profile product. It kind of became a high-profile product after time. And then just as people were hyped up to receive it, it gets canceled. Very unusual for Apple. Here's the official statement. After much effort, we've concluded AirPower will not achieve our high standards, and we've canceled the project. We apologize to those customers who are looking forward to this launch. We continue to believe that the future is wireless, and we are committed to push the wireless experience forward. That was said by Apple's Senior Vice President of Hardware Engineering, Dan Riccio. Wow. I know this might not seem like a big deal to you, but for a company like Apple, they're all about appearances. They just had an event recently where they marched out every celebrity on planet Earth. It's all about the way that things look, and canceling a product is never a good look. Why can't the biggest company in the world make a wireless charging mat? I mean, making products is obviously difficult, and this is one of those circumstances, almost like a Kickstarter circumstance, where they're like, show you the thing, and they're like, one day we will make it. Now, the difference being that Apple is such a well-established company that when they put the message out, you thought they really could deliver it. But it turns out that heat is an issue, and when you pile together, these three separate charging areas on one singular wireless charging surface, you get an issue with heat. And apparently, it's the heat that eventually spelled the end for this particular device. There was the potential for the devices that were on it to also overheat themselves, and Apple didn't want to do that. So you kind of have to commend them for not just releasing it anyways. Like, for example, the keyboards on the MacBooks that, for whatever reason, haven't been changed yet and keep getting released. So I'm glad people didn't spend a boatload of money receiving these only to find out they were going to cook their devices. Well, there's two ways to look at this, right? You could say that Apple has changed for the better or for the worse. You could say they're more transparent. They're letting you know what's going on. It's not, they're not locking the door here. They're letting you in. They're saying, hey, we made a mistake, and you have to appreciate that. Or you could look at it in another way and say they're not who they used to be, the perfectionists that they used to be. That maybe they're overstepping, over-promising, and then not being able to deliver. Why? Why is that the case? They obviously have the talent. Is it a strategic problem? Has their relationship with the supply chain changed? So there's a couple different perspectives you can have there. I'm just glad it's not a fiasco where people are going to pay for it and then customers are going to suffer. I get it, some people might have been waiting for it, but the damage at this point is at least fairly minimal. No one has spent money on a product that's subpar. But nonetheless, no one saw this coming. There's been all kinds of jokes on social media, and now we have an answer. It's not just delayed anymore, it's simply not happening. And yes, Apple has said that they are not giving up on wireless. They still believe that wireless charging is the future, but they haven't mentioned some other product. They haven't mentioned like a singular wireless charge pad. Every other manufacturer in the world has one of those at this point. And of course, you can pick one up for a couple of dollars on Amazon practically, so you would assume Apple could at least deliver that. Nonetheless, apparently, they have very high standards. I was surprised to find out this news. I'm sure you are as well. I guess the jokes can stop now, or they can accelerate. Who knows? There's probably plenty of memes left to be had in the tech universe when it comes to Apple's AirPower. There you have it, officially canceled. Don't wait for it. Now's the time. If you're a super Apple fan and you were waiting for this thing before going wireless, you can now officially go to Amazon and spend a lot less money, maybe 20 bucks, and get a decent wireless charger. Just make sure it's Qi compatible. It'll work with your iPhone, and it'll work with your brand new wireless charging AirPods. There you have it. AirPower, RIP.